Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is directed by Gareth Edwards, and it tells the story of the opening crawl to A New Hope. It tells the story of how the rebels captured the Death Star plans from the Empire, and thus the New Hope storyline takes place. Now, I was really excited for this film because it's the first standalone Star Wars film. It isn't part of the main storyline, it isn't one of the episodes, and after the success of Force Awakens, Rogue One had many fans on the edge of their seats. And I am happy to say that I thoroughly recommend Rogue One, but it isn't without its problems. The main problem, I feel, is the characterization. Now, the best thing about Star Wars films and what makes them so great is the characters, and the story relies on us believing in the characters and rooting for them. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, they're such memorable characters, and in The Force Awakens we had new characters like Rey, Finn, Kylo Ren, and they were great characters as well, and that's why lots of people loved The Force Awakens. However, Rogue One's main problem is not having enough backstory, not having enough information about the characters to merit us caring for the characters. So Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones, she does a very good job in her performance. So does Diego Luna as Cassian. Both actors do very well with the limited roles they are given, and you basically have to root for those two characters. They're the main two characters. Although they aren't given any real backstory, the only emotional tie that Jyn Erso has is to her father, who designed the Death Star plans, and that's the connection that we have to the main story. Her father is played by Mads Mikkelsen, who does a great job, even though he has small screen time. In the moments that he does have, it's a real emotional punch in one scene, especially between father and daughter. That was great. Now, despite many people thinking this, the main villain of the story isn't Darth Vader. I will talk more about him later. However, the main villain is Orson Krennic, played by Ben Mendelsohn. He isn't the best villain, although Mendelsohn does have fun with him. He's more of a cartoonish, over-the-top villain, but he serves well for what the story needs. He has this power struggle between him and Darth Vader and some other people on the Death Star over, who has control to the Death Star, who has the authority over firing this weapon. And when they do fire the weapon in their test runs on planets, the special effects are spectacular. The special effects in general are probably the best effects I've ever seen, and that's really impressive. I thought I'd seen the best special effects when I saw Doctor Strange earlier in the year. Rogue One just blows that completely out of the roof. The special effects are incredible. The blend between normal film and special effects, it's seamless. You cannot tell the difference between the two, and that is the best compliment special effects can be given. Another problem that I had with the film was its pacing. Definitely in the beginning of the film, the pacing was very slow for about the first half an hour to 45 minutes, I would say. It takes a long time building up the story. From the start, it jumps from place to place. A cool thing that they did was they put the name of the planet when a new planet was introduced. That was cool. However, it jumps from place to place, from a different time, from the past to the future to the present. So that can be a little jarring, and it takes a while for the film to gain its rhythm. However, it does by the end of the second act, leading into the third act, and the third act it blows you away. Whatever problems I had with the film, I put them behind me. The third act had me gripped on the edge of my seat. This is where the main story kicked in. This is where they go and get the Death Star plans. And I can tell you, I don't want to spoil anything about the ending. Go and watch it yourself. But the third act of this film is one of the best third acts in Star Wars history. I love the location of the third act. It was filmed in the Maldives, and that Caribbean location is beautiful to look at. The cinematography in this film is stunning, and you get the real war film. You get the war in Star Wars. This is what fans were promised, and we get it. You get grenades, guns, explosions. It's the full package in this third act. When the final showdown, everything goes down, and I cannot praise it enough. You just need to go and see it. And at the end of that third act, we get the best Darth Vader scene ever. We never really knew why people feared Darth Vader, because we've only ever seen him, you know, talking about things. He had a couple of lightsaber battles, but they were with Obi-Wan and Luke in New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, but not really. And then in the prequels, he was just like, where's Padme, and I hate life, and everything like that. That wasn't Darth Vader. This is the Darth Vader that we know and that we love, and he has some of the best scenes in this film. But his final scene, talk about fan service, this is why people fear Darth Vader. He does some stuff that I won't spoil, but you have to watch it. So, Rogue One, it has its problems. It has problems with characterization, its bumpy pace in the beginning of the film. However, it does pick up, definitely. Its characters, you eventually root for them, and the plot, when it kicks in the final act, it is great. It's great to look at. Gareth Edwards does a great job directing, and I'm going to give Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, a B+. Another thing I'd like to mention is how well this film ties into A New Hope. You can immediately go from watching Rogue One and just pop in A New Hope, and it will make the viewing experience of A New Hope 10 times better. That's what a companion piece does. It's a prequel, it's a tie-in to A New Hope, and it does its job very well. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, please subscribe. I will have more videos coming in the future, so until then, goodbye.